Rich, it seems to me that in the last 10 years, as I look at, let's go back even further, let's say the last 15 years, when the internet really started to explode, when everybody had broadband and you just had more and more video, video services really started working. We go back 20 years ago, internet video was kind of sketchy, but
Yes.
it works now.
Yes.
You can be watching three videos on your screen simultaneously. They
Yep.
figured all that stuff. And I think what has happened is that in the past, people would put messaging out that was very formal. It was very promotional.
Yes.
About, here's who we are, here's why you should use us, here's what makes us wonderful, and all that kind of thing. But if you look at the people or the brands, so to speak, the kind of the internet brands, so to speak, that have big followings, it's a much more intimate conversation they're having. I mean, people aren't tuning in to Bill Gates so that he can explain what's wonderful about Microsoft. They're tuning into him because they're wondering, what are you working on right now that's interesting?
Yes.
Where have you been traveling? You were in Africa and you're working on some vaccine project over there. What happened over there? So it's this kind of ongoing dialogue that people develop, which is really it seems to me to be central to what catches my attention. Because the moment I feel like I'm watching promotional brand pushing,
Yes.
so to speak,
Yes.
I'm pretty turned off by that virtually immediately. What's your take on that?
My take is simple. People love to see two things, and that's transformation or validation. If it's transforming my mind or my mindset or my skill set, that is huge. A company cannot deliver that. When I see Michael delivering a message that I actually think I might be able to get to that point, or if it's validation, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm thinking the same thing. I'm just a few years away. I am actually capable of doing that. It is something I could catch, or it is something that could come to fruition, even if it's in a completely different industry. So validation and transformation are two incredibly big components. And the other thing is, again, it's just kind of the relatability. You don't relate to the Nike logo as much as you do to some of the football commercials they've had about high school kids and this and that. And all the parents are getting geared up and they're in the car an hour later because their son is like, I need those cleats. So they see something and they want to be transformed into that because the person delivering the message and the branding behind it together always seem to do well. Now, obviously, that's a huge example, but transformation and validation are what I see are really bring people closer to you as a brand. And here's the other thing that many companies really fail at executing on, and that is interacting with the people that leave comments on social media or questions or don't respond to a negative Google review or Yelp review or whatever it may be. The lack of interaction is an absolute way to demonstrate that you truly don't care. Whether it's good or bad, if you're not trying to salvage the relationship from something negative, or if you're not trying to exacerbate the positive message by saying, this was a really good product, hands down. Hey, this is actually the CEO. I wanted to thank you so much for your business. People go crazy over that because in this day and age, it's very normal for that to not happen. So when you can surprise people with that interaction, it makes for a memorable experience.